Hey y'all, how you doing today? CVMG coming back at you with a little bit more Infinite Magicraid, and it's taking me so long to make this epics tier list that I figured we might as well have a little bit of fun in between. I'm gonna go ahead and give you the non-definitive Legendaries tier list. This is just gonna be like a quick little speedrun edition, and if you want to follow along in game, then you could always use my download link in the description. Starting with Melia, obviously double S tier. This character is like the holder of Legendaries, super OP that counters with HP burning, very good carry. Vera, actually, I'm going to give her an S tier, and let me tell you why. Because crit rate in this game is so hard to build, and she gives you an area of effect crit rate buff. So that's 250% crit rate amongst all 5 of your dudes that you don't have to worry about anymore with this character. That is why she gets an S tier. Also, she puts stealth on everybody, so I think that's pretty cool too. Off is a little underrated at this point, I think. A lot of people like to use Hazonia, which is why I think, but he also puts on HP burning, and he has a lot going with his kit. I would give him an S tier too. And speaking of Hazonia, and no, I'm not just trying to give everybody an S tier, but Hazonia is pretty good too. Anybody that knows HP burning knows that Hazonia is a very good carry and does a lot of damage. Even after the nerf, HP burning got nerfed hardcore, and he, she, whatever they are, is still an S tier. Greta, on the other hand, I think is getting a little bit too much love. She has single target damage, which is cool. She strips the buffs off somebody before she attacks, but like, how good is that really? Whenever you have 5 enemies on a team, whenever you have 3 waves to a match, like, single target stuff just doesn't really impress me too much in this game right now. So I'll give her a C tier. Okay, so Ariel is pretty cool, let me explain. So you have area of effect attacks on like every other character in this game, right? So what she does is she puts herself in stealth, and then whenever one of these area of effect attacks inevitably hit her, she unstealths herself and snipes somebody for like a really high damage multiplier attack. And she can do that multiple times in one match, and it's pretty good, but there's just other characters that I think are a little bit cooler. I'm not gonna put her in an S tier because it's already a little bit too crowded up there anyways. I'll pop her in the A tier though. Natalie, on the other hand, we're finally getting to the trash tier. This is like the Naya of Legendaries. She just does bleed damage and not a lot of it. She wouldn't honestly even be one of my first picks for a bleed team, and the fact that she's a legendary and I would pick epics over her probably means that she would be an F tier. Nasil is Brom, big strong shield. We all know how good that's going to be at PvP endgame, but does anybody have a Nasil like fully maxed yet? At this point, I'll just go ahead and say that he's a C tier, because we're not at that endgame where the tanks and bruisers are dominating. Right now, we're still in the area of effect sweep stage of an early arena economy. So once it picks up a little bit, I'll rank him higher once we start seeing him on some of these top teams, which we will eventually. By then, maybe he'll be an S tier, but right now he's a C. Oh my god, I did not realize how many legendaries are in this game. We're gonna have to be picking this up. Xayah has always been an S tier on everyone's list, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Taking every other turn to do a huge damage attack isn't really that cool. Like, I think it's awesome that she can do insane damage, but there's also some wombo combos you can do in this game with insane damage. I'm gonna take her down to the A. Kill me. I don't care. I'm taking her down to the A. Soli. So this is sort of just completely stolen from Awakened Chaos era. This character is, but he's still going to be pretty good. You have AoE Provoke, you have stuns, all sorts of shenanigans with ridiculously high survivability. Again, going to be an in-game bruiser or tank arena thing, but for now, he's not really seeing that much love in the arena yet. I'll put him in the B tier. Sigmund. So he was so bad, and he was the face of the game, that they decided they needed to buff him and make him super good. So now he's also got the Melia counter with HP burning, but he supplies himself with other buffs as well, like shields. So I guess if Melia is a double S tier, he has to be a double S tier too. It is what it is. Luz. Everyone loves this dude, and I'm sure he can do a lot of damage. Defense down 2 is cool if you don't really see it that much, but I have Lester, so defense down 2 isn't really anything new to me. Defense down 2 doesn't even really get me off that hard. What does is whenever you put feebleness 2 and defense 2 on the enemy and get a Poseidon buff and crit yourself for crit damage level 2, crit rate level 2, attack level 2, and then you land a huge crit. That's what I like to do. So defense down 2 doesn't really do too much for me. Attacks that are based on enemy max HP, honestly, at end game, I'd say that's not even worth it, because if you were at end game trying to fight enemies based off their max HP, poison, HP burning, bleed, any other status ailment does that better. You don't even have to worry about how much HP the enemy has. I'll give him a B tier. Melina, she is a support. She gives everybody a little bit of resistance, gives them a little bit of HP. Honestly, anytime I've ever seen her whether it be in PvE or PvP, she doesn't really do much. I'll give her D tier. Yoko, again, somebody tell me, what is the deal with Yoko? Is it just that she's kind of cute? I think it's that she's kawaii and that's why everyone likes her, because, I mean, her kit is cool. Don't get me wrong, her kit is unique and interesting. You get to choose what her abilities do. You either get to have a shield or do a big attack, but it's all single target. Again, if you think about it, you're only getting like a good single target every other turn again. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. I'm putting her in the B tier. I don't care. Catherine. Now, the counter strategy is so good on every other game. I don't know why it's not that good on this game, but she puts consolidation on your entire team. Again, consolidation is a pretty common buff, so she doesn't get very many brownie points for that, but she also puts counterattack on your entire team. Why do I never see this working? I don't know. I would assume from her kit on paper that she would be an S tier, but she's simply not. So I'm just gonna put her in the A. Sunset Sage is slack though. I don't really like slack though that much. He doesn't really do a lot of damage for having area of effect attacks. And the resistance things, I'm sorry, but they just don't get me that well. Yeah, he has resistance buffs. I don't really care about resistance. All of my matches, my arena matches, are over within 3 turns at this point, so I don't really care. He's probably a D tier. Next, Alahan. I've never seen this guy in my life. I'm gonna be honest. I've seen him once or twice at like A2, but I one-shot him every time. So I have no opinion of him. I'm not even gonna really give him a ranking if I don't have an opinion of him. Sana, she's the damage carry everybody's using. She does an insane amount of damage. I have a lot of trouble with her in the arena. If she gets her turn off before me, I can expect a lot of my dudes to die. So she's pretty strong. I'll give her an S tier. Walter, why doesn't Walter pop off? I think it's because people don't really have good synergy, because I see a lot of teams that have Walter as a poison unit but no other poison units. That does not work. On a poison team, he would easily be an S tier. Whenever I see him alone, his defenses aren't that good. You just nuke him down and your entire team doesn't get poisoned that easily. C tier. Horus, again, like, he's just one area of effect attack. There's a lot of even epics, I think, in my opinion, that have stronger area of effect attacks. I would pick Lester's ultimate over this attack any day, like for any situation, unless I guess you needed severe wound. Even then, I guess if you need a severe wound nuker, Horus would be really good for that. So if you need a severe wound nuker, S tier, but if not, A. Gohana. I have not really seen this character do too much. I do see them a lot. I don't know what it is with people in the cat characters. I guess they just like them a lot. But in terms of support, there's other supports that just do so much more. I'm probably gonna pop her in the C tier. Asakuma. I hate this guy. This was on my first account ever. He's got a really cool trick where you could steal everybody's buffs and put them all on him, but the buffs being on him isn't really that great because his other skill is a crowd control and his first skill is a weak single target. He's cool for pulling tricks. So I guess for PvP pulling tricks, he would be an S tier, but in any other situation, I would give him a freaking D. Serena, I think a lot of people like Serena just because she has unique mechanics to go about her and a little bit of sustainability with being a carry. But that being said, a lot of people have self-sustain. A lot of people are good carries. I guess in terms of carry, she would be an S tier if she was like your first A5. That's probably a pretty decent A5 to go with, but in terms of progression, there's probably other characters you could use to do it faster. I'll just give her an A. Gru, I hate Gru. Let me explain why Gru doesn't work. In this game, you have 4 teammates, right? And if he absorbs a little bit of damage from every teammate and every other character has an area of effect attack, then that means an area of effect attack is going to have pretty much double damage against him, and whenever they use it, he's going to die. And then you're going to have 4 other characters, or 3, 2, however many other attackers you have, come in and just sweep up the rest of them because he was your tank and he didn't really supply you any good buffs or anything like that. D tier. Megan can put on the tenacity down debuff, which is good for crit damage, and then she can also do a lot of damage, which is cool, I guess, so A tier. Maev, another character I haven't really seen do much. I have seen them a lot, but again, defense down 2 doesn't really do anything for me. Her area of effects, it seems like they would be strong, but are they? I mean, it's never swept me. Probably a C tier. Taru, this is the new dude, isn't it? I've literally never seen him in my life. What do you do? Intertwine on first skill? That's weird. Consolidation 1, weak. Shield and heal. Intertwine and stun. Oh. I could see how he could work on like a funny sunny team. Have a bunch of people that do stuns and some people that do intertwines. You could probably pull some interesting wombo combos. On a funny stunny team, I'll give him an S tier, but in terms of just having him on your team for no reason, probably like a C. Taff is another funny stunny. He is so good though. I would not mess with a Taff. Anytime I see Taff, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to skip that one because he just does so much. His intertwine is really good, but he also comes with a lot of support. S tier. Besmok is cool. I mean, his model is probably one of the coolest in the game, but I've never really seen him do too much in the arena. He has really good base attack. I could put him in the A for none other than just the fact that his art was cool. Focus, double S, anybody that uses him knows this. He can turn anybody into a carry, first of all. Second of all, if you already have an area of effects carry, like Margarita or Lutz or anybody, he just makes them 4 times better. That's what he does. He's a double S tier. And oh my, this is another new character. She looks so cool, giving all allies defense up 2 and a resist debuff. God damn it. But she also has damage reflect up and provoke. Oh, I've never even seen her, but I'm going to give her an S tier. That's amazing. Jennifer, again, I see this character and I'm like, teehee, doesn't really do that much. I mean, whenever you have a huge passive skill like this with a lot of words, it's increases damage and then reduces damage. That's all that means. Not really feeling Jennifer. I'm just going to give her a C tier. Margarita, now the difference between a good Margarita and a bad Margarita is as clear as night and day. If your Margarita has exclusive weapon upgrades, this is how we're going to rank her. For every exclusive weapon upgrade you have, she goes up a tier. So she's a B tier if you just don't have any. If you have her exclusive 1, A tier. If you have her exclusive 2, S tier. If you have all 3 exclusive equipment upgrades, she's going to do the most damage of anybody else in the game, and she will be a double S tier. Aukman. Aukman is sort of just like a guild boss damager. He has one of those multi-hit abilities that inflicts damage over time, which is really good for bosses, really good for guild boss. S tier on the guild boss, but in like waves and stuff, I would give him like a D because it just spreads and hits everybody and does nothing. Gunner, again, I see a lot of people use Gunner, never had any problems with a Gunner. I guess this is probably going to piss so many people off because I see so many people using him. Just build a Gunner that messes me up. Build a Gunner that stops me up and I'll rate him higher, but for now he's going to be a C. And alright, I'm already pretty much pushing the limit of the time that I have for this video, so since we're halfway done, I'm going to go ahead and say we did it! Yay! If you want part 2, then like and leave a subscribe or a comment or whatever. Thank you so much for watching, but other than that, y'all, that's gonna do it for me today, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.